This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
And I'm Justin, and I'm not a krill, but I guess I'm a crustacean of sorts.
Crustacean. Or a ghost, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
So, Justin, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
I've been trying to figure that out for years, man. I don't know. I guess I'm a producer at Screenwave Media and for Cinemassacre, so I'm help James with a lot of the content on there. And I help a lot of channels out with video stuff, and I have a background, I went to film school, and I worked at NFL Films for years, doing football editing, but after the recession, I went full in the YouTube stuff, and I've been doing YouTube for like 10 years now on and off. Mostly fail channels, but I've helped a lot of people. So
I saw your Halo music video the other day.
Oh, sorry.
It was actually, I thought the music was really well done, and then the video was hilarious.
Well, that was something I was using for another project of ours, Underbelly, which was on Screw Attack back in the day, and it was supposed to be like a good video, but then that all fell apart, so I just decided to use the video for evil. So take like the good song, and because back then everyone was doing like Key of Awesome style riffs and stuff, or like Breno Floss was doing a lot back then and stuff. So we thought we'd try our hand in that, and it became messy. I wouldn't watch it if I were your audience.
Fair enough, but they can watch this Halo music video. The one we just did.
No, they should also not watch that one.
That's not fair, Will. Anyways, if you guys get a chance, go check it out. It was the 500 subscriber special, and apparently it's already over, so there we go. All right, so this episode is not about us, it's about Justin. So, Will, why don't you ask him that first question?
All
We're
right.
doing an interview with him.
This is part of our conversation with the CHRILLCAST podcast series. So, all right, question one. For those out there who don't know who you are, I guess, can you just give a little brief description? I guess you kind of did, but maybe a little more of an in-depth one.
Well, I guess who I am nowadays. I don't know. I do a lot of video game and movie stuff, but mostly review such things for the internet, or help people review such things for the internet, like James Rolfe and Mike Matei and whoever else. I help run Too Many Games, which is the big gaming convention in Pennsylvania. I do that as well. I don't know. I do a bunch of stuff. It's kind of hard. Maybe I could do less, but but the 9 to 5's at Screenwave Media, which is a YouTube multi-channel network, and we help a lot of our creators and all that stuff. And Cinemassacre is a big part of that, at least for me.
Okay.
What's a good video I could put up in the background while we're all talking?
I guess put up the Animal Crossing video that me and Mike did. If you need to search Animal Crossing Arby's.
Oh.
I'm already intrigued.
I made a fully functional Arby's in Animal Crossing. Yes, the first one.
That one, I see it now.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Cool.
There you go.
Now I'm going to be entertained, and I'm going to get distracted during this interview, so
Yeah.
let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I was playing Animal Crossing pretty heavily until the new game came out, and then I kind of dropped off. I like New Leaf a lot, and I don't think New Horizons is kind of up to snuff, and I don't know. And I like that everything was already out and figured out, and so I was just kind of having fun with it. Now I don't know.
Fair enough. I haven't taken the dive into the new Animal Crossing yet, but I have considered it because everybody loves it now apparently. And last time when I played was the GameCube one, to be honest with you.
I guess I was kind of a hipster about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I already like the old ones, and I'm not getting in the new one. Or I don't really have a lot of time to do that either. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
So what is a day in the life of Justin like?
Let's see, it's 5:00 now, so I get on to do all my podcasts for the week. No, I guess I wake up and I eat something, and then I go to work and make videos and produce things and write things and come up with a huge crazy calendar of stuff. Like, I'm doing a lot, man.
Yeah, it seems like you got a pretty packed schedule. I was curious, like, how many hours do you think you work a day?
On a bad day, maybe 12, like a 10 to 10. But it's not all, a lot of it's fun. A lot of it, I do a lot of breaks and break for lunch and dinner and all that kind of stuff. So, it's not like a straight, usually I try to do my hours 10 to 6. But I always stay after because, this is where my really good PC is and all the movies and all our collections and all that. Like at my house, I actually don't have a lot of games or systems. Actually, I think there's barely anything there. There's like a Switch there and a TV, and that's it. Like I don't have a wall of games or anything because everything's here, all my collections and all that stuff, just because I use them for videos and stuff. So that's it. So I'm mostly at work all the time.
I have noticed that like I don't play as many games since we started this. Like actually at home, I don't play as much. I'm assuming you're probably in that same boat where like when you go home, it's like you just kind of walk away from it for a little bit.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like when games and movies and stuff are your job, if you want to call it that. And I know it's very shitty to say, but a lot of people are like, oh, because I've worked at so many places in my life, from convenience stores to supermarkets to anything like that, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to go home and play games or do whatever, and now I'm just like, oh, I did that all day, and at the end of the day, it's a job, right? Like,
right.
We have a schedule, and things are consistent, people depend on it. It's, I don't know, people like the content, I guess, but yeah, I try not. I think the euphemism is "don't shit where you eat" kind of a thing, and and I don't want to burn myself out of it too much.
I completely understand that, and too much of a good thing is always going to burn people out, so you don't want to do it too much at home as well. Will, you got that next question for him?
Yeah. So how did you end up working with Screenwave and Cinemassacre?
Let's see. So actually, today's my 5-year anniversary.
Wow.
Screenwave. I think it's the 15th. Yeah. So I guess, let's see. I was doing the stuff with my first channel, Underbelly, in 2010. Jumped around the different networks. Was on Screw Attack for a while. That kind of fell apart. A very Beatles-like situation where we just started hating each other and broke it up, kind of a thing. You know how that goes. Yeah, I think we only hit I think our most was like 70,000 subscribers, which is clearly a lot to people. But when you're dealing with so many, people are hitting 20, 50 million now. It's a drop in the bucket. But for gaming back then, especially, it was pretty good. And after that, I started doing my own channel, Silvermania, which is, as I said, kind of evil. We kind of just took the piss out of stuff. Not like a lot of ranters do now, like H3, your movie sucks or whatever. It was more gaming, very, we didn't get a lot of content in, but when we did, I liked it. It was more of a passion project while I worked as a graphic designer in New Jersey. And then, from there, I just met the right people, knew the right stuff, and started working at Too Many Games as staff, kind of a thing. And eventually I met Ryan, who runs Screenwave Media, who was also working stuff with Cinemassacre for a while. And I knew James from way back, from doing film school in Philadelphia, and from being on Screw Attack at the same time. We used to borrow each other's props and stuff like that back in the day, to where they're like, hey, you'd be a good fit for this or that, and started doing it. And then 2 years after being with Screenwave in 2017 is when I started taking over more of the Cinemassacre production stuff.
So are you the sole producer
of
Cinemassacre?
Cinemassacre?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. I like my face going dissolve right there. I guess that makes sense.
I fixed it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I kind of gave myself the title. Because a lot of my production manager type stuff at Screenwave kind of bleeds over to Cinemassacre. So yeah, and then I was hosting rental reviews and doing a bunch of other stuff for Cinemassacre for a while too. But now we're trying to do more less good content, if that makes sense.
Kind of phrase that a little funny. Less good content as in less content that's good.
Yeah.
Less content that is good.
Lots of garbage, yeah.
Sorry, it's just kind of funny the way you said that.
I mean, not as good as the Animal Crossing video you're watching on the side here, but...
I have to say, your film quality is really good. Like, from your shots that you guys take, I'm very impressed by the different shots you guys take throughout your videos.
Yeah, I wish I was a little bit better at lighting and things like that, because lighting and sound are the last two things someone kind of learns in something like this, and usually they learn it out of necessity. Whereas, there's people in Hollywood and otherwise that all they do is sound and lighting or gaffing and stuff like that. But we kind of have to do it all ourselves. But yeah, the shots are pretty nice. We have decent Blackmagic cameras, good lens kits on them, so it's pretty simple.
I believe it. So what is your favorite type of content you produce?
Well, clearly AVGN. That's always a lot of fun to do and fun to work with James on. I like doing the weirder stuff, like the travel videos, like going to see the last blockbuster. I definitely do more tour videos, especially when the world opens back up with,
right.
Everything going on right now. But
if it ever does,
collection videos, event stuff. I prefer doing that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Like like this Animal Crossing video, I like showing people new things they might not have seen before or whatever. So this was me showing Mike what Animal Crossing is, and then I made this horrifying Arby's. with Murder Dungeon Basement.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is a lot. Probably that's the problem, is you couldn't do what I did in this game now because not everything's in the game yet. So that's kind of another reason I want to play as well for New Horizons.
Yeah, from what I understand, the island aspect of the Horizons game is really, really fun compared to some of the previous games. And I myself have actually considered picking one up, so I know it looks way better than some of the previous games have. But I've never been a massive fan of Animal Crossing, so I'm not sure.
It feels like the in New Leaf, you could go to a separate island to do like games and collect things and stuff. It just feels like that mode, but now you build everything there. Like, it just seems, the game seems very derivative compared to, I wanted something more like a City Folk. Like, maybe you run an entire apartment building and each floor is a different thing, and there's some Sim Tower type elements, or it's more, oh, here's the murder dungeon, by the way. So that was fun to put together.
That's pretty normal for Arby's, though. So
yeah,
exactly. They have the meats. Where do they get them from? You know?
Yeah, they actually shared it out. They're actually really excited about it. I'm like, really? But I guess they kind of meme it up a lot. So yeah,
them and Wendy's, they usually have the best memes on Twitter.
Yeah, I usually don't really care what the $1 billion company says, but you know, sometimes it helps me out, I guess.
get the shares going, right? All right, Will, you got another question for him?
Yep. How much preparation goes in each of the videos that you work on?
It depends, because back when we were doing rental reviews, that's a weekly show, so you kind of know what's coming up. Something like AVGN can be a lot more work. Sometimes it's easy, and it's just, you know, James on a couch, and he sends us footage that we either, you know, helped him write with, or helped him get game footage with, or he did everything himself, or otherwise. Sometimes, you know, we're flying people across country and we're doing something like Pepsi Man that takes a lot more work, or we're meeting, you know, like the Macaulay Culkin one, or the...
That was cool, by the way.
Or the Gilbert Gottfried one. Sometimes they take a lot more things to engineer, but I like doing that. I like producing stuff and scheduling and meeting and doing all that. So, and those are usually the most rewarding episodes, the most memorable, especially that we've done. But yeah, but you know, it kind of depends episode by episode. It's not like a functional TV show where it's the same slog over and over. There's a lot of peaks and valleys, so sometimes you're working late. There's been AVGNs I've edited like 30 hours straight, you know, to get it done. But I'm also a perfectionist about how it sounds, and which, you know, you could say, oh, it sounds normal, and but you know, sometimes you mess things up on set, or you know, you got to fix things, and I kind of like work on that angle a lot too, because I ended up usually finish editing an AVGN, but usually someone else helps before, or James does some stuff too with that as well. But yeah, usually I polish off and edit.
So does James actually do some of the editing himself before he sends it over, or does it usually get handled post by you guys, or mostly you, I guess?
Nowadays, it depends. He definitely helps out with the you know, especially with the production of, you know, him on couch or otherwise. Which now us having to do remotely, like we're over Skype with them, talking to him, like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. So it's a little more, because I think filming those alone for him got, you know, kind of sad after a while. So it kind of helped having more people in the room and hype up a joke or come up with something on the fly. And we weren't really doing that for a while with COVID and such. So we're kind of back to doing that now, because then we shoot everything over Skype, not like this, but like we're there in the background while he's filming.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends. Sometimes he'll edit something, or like you'll send him an edit and he'll like fix it himself and send you something back. Sometimes he'll do something completely from scratch. Sometimes he'll be like, oh, that's perfect, you guys nailed that one, no worry. So everything really depends.
Okay. I have to say the production value of what you guys produce for both on the channel and for him for the Angry Video Game Nerd and all that stuff, it's top notch. Like, his jokes have been good throughout the years, but the production value of the actual, like the cinematography, the videography and all that stuff has gotten much better over the years.
Which is funny you say that, because like at first we were trying to go really hard with it and have really nice engaging shots, which is kind of tough because the nerd room isn't like the biggest, so you can't really have these, you know, 85mm lenses and these really nice depth of field and stuff, and the lighting is what it is, so there's only so much you could do. And oh, sorry, the horror over here was confusing me. So you know, there's only so much you can do with that, but we realized that people liked it more when it just felt like more organic, like him on a couch filming a thing. When it got to big budget, much like AVGN movie, it just feels different.
It does.
So we try, like there's a a thin line of where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think authenticity is one of the reasons that people are still watching this show after all these years, because it is just, it's well produced, but it's still like organic enough that everybody still relates to him on this, and you guys definitely are a big part of that, I think. So, the next question: what are some of your favorite games? I think we already know Animal Crossing is one of them. But how about other ones?
You know what? Animal Crossing is fine. I think I played it to prove a point and to just have fun with something. Like, Animal Crossing was more escapism from what I was normally playing, or at work or whatever. But I'm more of a retro FPS guy, like your Dooms, your Half-Lives, all that kind of stuff. Deus Ex, the first one, was probably one of my favorite games. Clearly, like the Pokemon games. I used to play competitively for Gens 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I dropped off more recently from doing that.
So did you do the trading card game too?
No, I was just like the video game, like the Game Boy and all that. I never really got into the trading cards. I mean, I have a bunch because I, as you see over here, I have this Gengar hanging out here. I have probably the world's largest Gengar collection. It's a tough call. It's up there. So
why is he in particular your favorite?
What's funny is we're actually shooting a video on that soon. We're doing a tour of the collection, maybe hopefully for October. I'm not sure, just because it's kind of spooky, I guess, like ghost Pokemon. When I got Pokemon Blue in middle school, in like the the mid '90s or whatever, I really liked Gengar, especially from like the TV show and stuff like that. And I didn't have a lot of friends in middle school, so I couldn't trade to get him. So it was always like this, oh man, one day I'll have a Gengar. So then once I got back into the games, thanks to Battle Revolution for the Wii, I started playing Platinum a lot, and then got really back into it in Gen 4, at the end of Gen 4. And then after that, I just started making a mono Ghost team of just Ghost Pokemon. I always had a lead Pokemon as Gengar, because Gengar is a pretty good Pokemon in general, aside from being, like, probably one of the best Ghosts. It's cool looking. It's, so, probably that. I like Purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. We were into games. So you like Pokemon, and then you were still going, and then we jumped and asked about the trading card. Sorry about that.
I like retro FPSs. I mean, recently I've been playing a lot of sandbox games that are on the PlayStation. So I beat Death Stranding. I beat Ghost of Tsushima. I'm about to play Spider-Man for PS4. I haven't played it yet. Those are fine, I guess. But but growing up, I played all the GTA games. I thought they were good, especially like 2. I really liked. I like 2 more than 3. I just like the perspective and how crazy that kind of gets. Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of bad to ask, what are your favorite games? I don't know. I like a bunch of them, I guess.
Yeah, I like games.
I understand that. Yeah, for sure.
What would be? I guess speaking of games, like, what are your favorite movies?
Oh, same problem. I thought about this the other day, where I was thinking about, what are my favorite horror movies? And I was like, well, I like Alien, and I like The Thing, and I like Event Horizon. And I'm like, what are my favorite action movies? Well, I like Demolition Man. I like Aliens 2. I like this, and I realized I like sci-fi more than anything across the board. So horror, I love all the sci-fi ones. Action, I love all the sci-fi ones. So probably action and sci-fi are some of my favorite genres. Okay. But top 10 films, like I love Jurassic Park. I love Demolition Man. I love Starship Troopers, as you know by that bus sign back there. And I have a Starship Troopers tattoo.
I have all of the Starship Trooper movies.
Yeah. Some are worse than others, but they all stem from something great. I love all the, talking about sci-fi, I love all the Paul Verhoeven movies from, Total Recall, RoboCop, that. Yes. Even Striptease is fine, So, there's some of my favorite movies. Falling Down's really good. I like a lot of anime movies like Perfect Blue, Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D. I don't know, I kind of have a wide range of stuff, but we're mostly action focused. I like a lot of crime movies, like Casino is probably one of my favorites, top 10. I like it better than Goodfellas. So, but I like a lot of wacky, stupid crap too, like we review on rental reviews. So it's kind of all over the place.
How tragic is it that Demolition Man wound up with just Taco Bell?
Oh, we mean like how the restaurants only Taco Bell, or Pizza Hut in Europe.
Right.
I don't know. Taco Bell's pretty good, I guess. I mean, I did.
Like Taco Bell.
video series. You know, like Did You Know Gaming?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I did You Know Taco Bell, and they helped promote it back in the day, and I got Andrew WK to voice it, and you learn about a lot of these things in it because we're doing like parodies of other YouTubers. So if you want to watch Did You Know Taco Bell, you can see that.
I'll make sure it's in the comment below, pinned comment below this video.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Did You Know Taco Bell? Yeah, that was on my old channel.
Yeah, I actually did find Silvermania, and yours is actually linked to Cinemassacre. I think it's just got your name on it, right? That's the one that's linked to Cinemassacre.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I had seen the Taco Bell one, and I was like, this has got to be a Did You Know Gaming parody. So you cleared that up for me. It's all good.
Yeah, I think they uploaded it actually to their channel for like April Fool's, or I forgot what it was.
Oh.
It was 7 years ago. I don't even remember.
Can you imagine if you were the Demolition Man, you wake up and you want Arby's, and all of a sudden all that's left is Taco Bell? Like, you spent the entire time waiting for Arby's, and then as soon as yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Arby's is all right. I mainly picked it because, one, I thought they'd push it on socials, which they did, and two, it's just, I don't know, people kind of make fun of it, but it's actually fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys remember the Big Montana, but that was their bigger sandwich back then. I used to eat that, clearly.
Yeah. The Big Montana is amazing, and also you were excited to order it. Now it's just like with the large or something. It's just not
the
fun.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, doing the little artwork back there to make it look like the menu was a lot harder back then than it is now.
How long did that take you?
I just had to jump through a bunch of hoops and make it in Photoshop, and then use some apps. I think I talk about it in the video, but some people made some helper things to create stuff. So it wasn't as long as you'd think, but it took more time to think about how to place everything.
Yeah, I believe it, because the layout would take you a while to get it all set up like this.
Yeah, and then find out which characters you need the QR code in, or scan in with the like NFC reader type of thing, like the the cards they make, to find out where do I get this barrel from, where do I get this coffee maker for it. There's a lot of that.
People don't appreciate how much work I bet goes into some of these videos.
Well, I just happened to make the Arby's in general, the Animal Crossing thing, and then I was like, hey Mike, do you just want to do a stupid ass video with me? And he's like, okay. So I tried to make it the best stupid ass video I could do.
Fair enough. What's your favorite, other than the Arby's, what's your favorite video that you've done with Cinemassacre?
I don't know. I thought so. The Gilbert Godfrey one, the Black Tiger ABGN, was fun. Not because I like him as a actor and everything, and especially in like comedian stuff, like Problem Child was one of my favorite series growing up. But yeah, I'm not really sure with him. That one was a lot of fun, but mainly because it was such a horror to film. And one thing people don't know about this episode is James had to ADR the entire thing. His audio went completely bust on set, and he revoiced his entire voice through the whole thing.
Really?
Like any speaking part with him, he revoiced.
Wow.
But because Gilbert Gottfried's so loud, the mics picked him up fine. Okay. That's because we had to go to New York to film it, and the studio we were put in was really poor, and it was a mess. But the fans don't have to know about stuff, and we don't do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So like we just have to suck it up and do it and get the video done. So that one was a tough one to make, but I'm happy for what the results were compared to what they could have been, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, dubbing your own voice is actually pretty hard. I've tried to do it once or twice, and I had a super hard time doing that.
And it was super obvious that you did it.
Yeah, it was.
The one thing about James is he's a master of that. Like, he's really good at getting the same mannerisms and how he said it, and like hear his own voice down. Like, I can't even do that.
He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I think you pick some of these things up over time. Will, you got that next question?
Yeah, so this is kind of a long one. Prior to working with Screenwave and Cinemassacre, what did your dream job look like? And now that you work with them, what advice would you give to people who want to do what you do?
My dream has always been on the CHRILLCAST, so
yes.
It's all downhill.
Nice, even before you knew what it was. Awesome.
Man.
I guess I always wanted to produce games or film, no matter in what direction. Like, I always liked more narrative games, like stuff like all the David Cage games, or like Detroit, or all the Kojima stuff. Like, I was always more into that kind of a thing. And we do work on games at Screenwave. Like we just released a few ones, like Eagle Island, that's doing pretty well, and we're re-releasing making a remastered version of the AVGN games, and we have a bunch more things coming out this year and next year. And so we're becoming a little indie game studio at the same time we're doing the rest of this. Yeah, there it is.
So that's why I like having stuff up. I can put it right in the background.
So we're doing a lot of that, and we're slowly working on more feature film and short film stuff, especially with James. We have a lot of pretty solid gear now, and a lot of the AVGN stuff has been tests to do other stuff later. Especially a lot of stuff that's coming out this October is going to showcase some of that. So, the goal for me is to move forward, is to do more, make cool games and movies and things like that, and while still keeping fans happy and doing Cinemassacre and all that kind of stuff. But I would say decades ago, the goal was always to be a film producer or otherwise, which is funny because a lot of people say, oh, I want to be an actor, I want to be a director, I always just wanted to like put things together. I'm good at that, putting people together, I guess. Of course, along the way, I've had to learn how to do my own audio and, build computers and stuff, and learn how to do this and that, and drive jet skis with monitors on the back, and, kind of bootstrap all this kind of stuff together. Like learn how to write a script. Like I'm I guess like a jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to everything. So, hopefully something will work out. But the one thing I'm really good at is bringing people together to work on stuff. So that's kind of what I do here, because Cinemassacre has including Mike and James, 7 or 8 people that help work on it. Some part-time, some full-time, some editors, some graphic designers, some this or that. It's fun putting all those pieces together to make something work.
So, you said you've been with Screenwave for at least, 2 or 3 years more than you've been with, or is it more than that? I can't remember what year you said you started with.
5 years. Actually, September's actually the same time, too. So 5 years with Screenwave, 3 years with Cinemassacre, but it's technically the same job.
Right. That makes sense. You're getting downloaded to the Matrix. I don't know why, but lately, for some reason, Skype has been doing this to me, and I cannot figure out why. But it's all good. People still enjoy this as long as the audio is fine. I
don't like Skype, especially when they started doing the thing where now it's integrated in the Windows and now it's an app, and I get all that. But Discord, I've just been so I
can't do Discord.
I was into it at first. I was like, oh, we can communicate better. It's more like a Ventrilo kind of a thing, and now it's
it's worse almost.
It's like a servery chat Reddit program. It's more about a community, and I hate communities. So. Except for Epcot. I love Epcot. What is it? The experimental prototype city of tomorrow? Is that what it is? Epcot. Right. I love 80s Epcot. That's one of my big things I like. So
we learned something new. Justin hates communities. Just us. Any kind of community.
Except for the CHRILLCAST community. I'm sure
there you go.
Vibrant, excitable group.
It's growing. We'll say that.
Example, I have a Discord that I had for my old show, and now it's just descended into such a madness without any moderation. Hopping it randomly, and I'm like, oh my god.
A friend of ours just actually got rid of his because it got way out of control, and there was some stuff in there. He was like, I don't like this anymore, so he deleted it. It was
yeah.
I guess I'm not gonna say his name, but we'll talk about it later. Will you'll understand later.
Yeah, everyone kind of society got very. It's funny, it's probably the biggest time where nothing kind of matters and everything's just kind of staying the course, but it's also the most bipolar time in history as well. So it's rough.
Mm-hmm. So, what is it like working with James and the rest of the Cinemassacre crew? Who are the people you probably see the most out of the whole crew?
I mean, definitely Kieran and Tony, who help edit. They were, pretty big host on Rental Reviews as well, and they do the majority of the editing right now, and a lot of the gameplay stuff, and some of the writing here and there. So that's most of the glue that I'm working with, because Mike's so busy streaming as well, and we all live an hour apart in it either way, so we always we try and meet at least once a week or twice depending on what we're doing or what videos are coming out, but we try and consolidate as much as possible. But now with COVID and stuff, it's been really hard, so that's why we shut down Rental Reviews for permanently. They going on a hiatus of James and Mike Monday for a while, and we're just kind of refocusing on single, more scripted videos. but working with the guys has been pretty cool, and it's good to become. I've been friendly with James for a while and Mike, so it's good to finally do stuff. But yeah, I definitely see Kieran and Tony and Ryan more. Ryan owns Screenwave Media and does a lot of the web and business stuff for Cinemassacre.
So as far as what you guys are producing, you're producing more of the solo shows right now, but as far as the shows go, like how many shows you guys do where you're all in the same room to begin with? Is Rental Reviews one of the only ones that you guys actually all film together?
Well, ABGN definitely, at least 2 or 3 of us, usually someone on camera, someone doing the audio, making sure the script's being followed really good, and then James, of course. But it's very rare to get all of us in a room, including Ryan and Mike, unless it's for a convention or something like that. It depends on the video. Usually it's some of us or not James or us, because it's very rare that all of us are together. But most of the time we're together, like 70-80% of the people when we're shooting or getting videos together.
And how much I don't know if you can answer the question or not, but how much involvement did you guys have in the Irate Gamer collaboration?
Trying to think how much I can say about that.
Okay.
No. Well, originally I pitched the idea. I got the bridge. I unburned the bridge between James and him, and thought it'd be a good idea because he reached out to me, and I've talked to him for a while now. And I thought, hey man, all this stuff's kind of stupid. Let bygones be bygones. It was not this person's that person. Who cares who fault it was? Let's get everyone back together. And we thought it was cool. I wanted to originally have Chris in an ABGN episode, but because of COVID and stuff, they just decided to do it on the other channel because I thought it'd be a bigger, out of nowhere, Chris Bors is in ABGN. I think that would have been more of a hit, but with the timing and stuff, it didn't make sense. And I'm happy they made the Dick Tracy episode and did all that stuff, but that was fine. But my involvement was just making them to be friendly again and pushing that stuff along, and originally I envisioned something more grandiose to the whole thing, because I was big into that fight back in the day too, unfortunately. Seeing it with the screw back before the Screw Attack days, because I was a nerd fan since the TMNT episode, and then I met him a few times because we were both doing video, him in Philadelphia UArts. I was at Rutgers in Camden. I think he was a senior when I was a sophomore or a freshman, but we were in the same program, so we talked from that time to time. So not a lot of film stuff going on in Philly back then, so
I believe it. It's probably gotten a lot more a bigger industry nowadays than it would have been back then.
Yeah. So the Chris Bor thing's good. I'm glad they could figure that out. I'm not sure what projects might come out of it in the future, but I'm glad that they could squash any of that beef.
100%. Well, do you have that next question?
Yeah. So what are some of your passions / hobbies other than your content creation?
That is sadly it. I don't know. I like traveling when you could do that. Like when I'd go to, I kind of mix things. That's why when we went to Oregon for Portland Retro Game Con, it's kind of a mouthful. I said, hey, let's do the Blockbuster thing at the same time. I want to go check it out anyway. And while we're there, we're going to like Quarter World and Ground Control, and there's big, really cool arcades and bars and stuff. So I like doing a lot of that. Let's see. I like collecting my stupid Gengars. That's a lot of fun. Sniping eBay and begging people in Japan to help me find things. I like that. And I look clearly like watching movies and hanging out with friends and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. I'm just living that 17-year-old lifestyle many decades later.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that. That's for sure. Nope. I think Tommy said it best when we had him on. He said, if you're doing what you love, is it really a job?
Right. I definitely agree with that.
My job definitely feels like a job, so.
Yeah, I mean, this job can feel like a job from time to time too, but it's fine. You just got to keep going with it. Not so much Cinemassacre stuff, but we're building systems and schedules, and we have warehouses full of things, and with too many games. And I don't know if you've ever moved 100 arcade games in a night, but sometimes there's a lot of stuff to do.
So I'm gonna read through the Twitter questions now, real quick.
Oh, good.
So we got a tweet from Chad the Gaming Dad. He said, that Justin is a great guy, taught him a lot, and then he said, tell him I said hello and thanks, and that we should have fun with you.
Oh, wait, I say that?
No,
Chad said hello and thanks.
I'm saying that's what he told me that he put on here, and then we
have fun with him.
And then I don't know if you've ever seen Shane from FU Game Crew lately, but he said, tell him that you gave up too easily on Silvermania.
We had to. I'm sorry, Shane from the FU Game Crew.
He also said, rest in peace to his favorite channel.
Yeah. I like me doing a brand deal on the side here. That's lovely. That even looks kind of good. I don't know. But, yeah. Well, I'm glad that the Twitter people who saw the post today were excited about it. There's me watching Moesha.
There you go. It says somebody named Adam Nader Studio. I don't know who that actually is, but he commented on here and said, yes, is Justin Silverman my friend, ?
Yes, I am. Adam Nader, you said he's definitely my friend.
He put that
I put that on t-shirts back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And then people would buy them, I guess.
We have an actual question here. It says, I have a question. Do you have any projects or videos of your own in the works on your channel? I'm assuming you're no longer going to be using the Silvermania moniker anymore. Yeah.
I mean, I thought about doing vlog, kind of like how Rocco Omega 64 has his own channel where he puts his own vlogs and stuff. I thought about doing that on my own channel, the Justy Silverman channel, which is linked to Cinemassacre, where I put a lot of my, my demo reel and a bunch of my old, like pretty much any project I worked on from middle school forward. Not as many as James Rolfe, of course. There's only like 30 videos on the channel or something, but I thought about putting stuff on there, but no, we have a few projects we're working on right now, a few I can't talk about, aside from like the feature film stuff and whatever we're doing with James. We have an animated show in development right now. We're working on the pilot right now. That's going very well. I can say that Drew Kapershin, the writer of Mass Effect, is working on it with me.
Really?
Wow.
We got him involved.
That's an awesome.
Is it going to be on like YouTube only, or are you trying to go on a channel?
We're trying to pitch it Hollywood style. We brought it to LA. I guess I can talk about this. We brought it to LA in 2018 in a lesser state, and a big streaming service who shall not be named took the idea from us. So that was a mess, but they ended up not using it. So now we're fighting it. We're going back onto the thing, which is always messy. So yeah, it's kind of a cool futuristic concept. And there's some big voice acting talent, some that's worked in gaming before, which I don't want to say because of contracts. But yeah, that show's gonna be pretty cool. And yeah, that's a big thing I'm doing every week. I probably spend. What I do is, like I think there's like a schedule of the maker versus the manager, if that makes sense. Where it's kind of hard to go from like production meetings and things to then editing. You kind of have to have an edit day and then like a managerial day. Or I do a different project each day rather than that. So one of my days is the animated show. A couple of the days are Cinemassacre. A couple are other stuff. So that's kind of how I do it. I guess today was just shoot the shit into a podcast day, right? So
fair enough.
So aside from that, right now for the question, working on an animated show, nothing on my own channels, and building a few websites, doing a lot more product stuff with Cinemassacre for the end of the year. Blu-ray shirt style stuff. So we're working on a lot of that stuff too behind the scenes. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Very cool. I think you've got that question answered. So I'll make sure I tell him that we answered the question and make him watch the whole video to get there.
Yeah.
But the next actual question is, what are some of your favorite gaming channels on YouTube?
Oh, man, it's the same problem. I hate answering this question because it's kind of like choosing between your children, because I have so many friends. And I always felt that with Silvermania, I wasn't making content for fans. I was making content for fellow content creators, if that makes sense. So like, oh, I love watching your channel, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yeah, well, so when I'm at home, I watch a lot of slice of life vloggers and like just random channels that talk about weird crap or technology or whatever. I don't watch too many fellow gaming channels. unless the topic interests me. Like I watch a lot of Matt McMuscles, especially for the What Happened series. I watch GameSack and My Life in Gaming for more insights on hardware and stuff like that. I think it kind of depends on the channel. I watch a little bit of Scott the Woz. He's a good dude.
How did you guys hook up with Scott the Woz for that video?
So basically, we actually have a couple still with him that we never actually released, which we might have to do one day. One was on streaming services, and it became irrelevant as soon as Disney Plus came out. So I don't know how we have to re-edit it, but yeah, we shot more. What we did was, Too Many Games gave us the opportunity, like, all of our friendly gaming creators are in the same place, so let's bring them to James's house and shoot a bunch of videos the week after. Keep them in town longer. So that's kind of what we did, and we shot a ton of videos with a ton of different people. And Scott was one of them, and he's a real cool dude. Hopefully we can work together in the future. I think there's something coming up, but I forget. And there's something cool next year I want to do with him, but I don't know what's going to happen yet. But I don't like spoiling or doing anything like that. So, but other gaming channels, I'm subscribed to a bunch. My subscriptions are probably public. You can probably look at them, but Cinemassacre.
Not subscribed to the CHRILLCAST. No.
I better be now. Right? But no, I like a lot of like RGT85, like Spawnwave. I like 8-Bit Eric, the Game Chasers, Pat the NES Punk, a lot of classic stuff. I don't know. I like a lot of let's see, Adam Nader's good. I think he commented on the thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been liking Hard for Games a lot recently because they've been doing so many deep dives into a lot of stuff. You gotta watch Aaron Plays. Retro Alley's good. No, there's a bunch of channels. It's hard to follow them all, but
That's so
and it seems rude, but I just know so much and I've been doing this stuff for years. Like I'll see a video, a thumbnail, and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing I know about. That's cool." And I'll just go on to something else. Again, I don't really do too much. It's kind of the curse of I'm too busy making videos to watch videos, I guess.
Yeah.
They're not good videos, but I'm making them.
They're pretty good in my opinion. So
well, thank you.
Definitely.
They're fine.
You're very humble about it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, clearly I'm not. I try not being a modest guy or whatever, but I think everything could be always better.
I understand.
Whether it be how we did it or how we can improve and stuff. So I'm kind of more worried about that. So.
You should see the quality of production we had when we started.
Don't go back to those videos.
I'll pull it up just for your sake. Will can ask the next question.
Why?
Yeah, that's fine.
All
right. So, what are some of your non-gaming creators that you like?
Man, I don't know if I can say about getting canceled. Let's see. I don't know. I watch a lot. Like I don't know. I kind of. I like that video right there. That's lovely. I'm looking at it. I mean, it's over here, but I'm looking over here, so it looks like I'm looking. I don't know. What's funny is I get a lot of enjoyment watching really small YouTube channels, like people that have like 50 subs, especially when they start fighting with other channels that have 50 subs. So I watch like the nukes go over and under while I'm like over here doing whatever. So I watch a lot of different stuff. I watch this one lady, Darlene Machad, and all she does is talk about fabric she's getting and working on and sending out on eBay. Like, I watch weird stuff, man. Just like not mind-numbing, interesting YouTube channels. Like, I watch a lot of movie stuff. Even some of them have become way too radicalized and angry about things. But I think Critical Drinker is still pretty good. Like Every Frame of Painting, a lot more deep dive movie stuff I watch, but not too much anymore. Like it's very rare I'll sit I'd rather sit down and watch a movie or TV show I was already getting into or play a game than watch step 5 of some YouTuber video essay. But I don't know, I watch a lot of weird stuff.
Fair enough. Oh, and now you're getting glitched into the Matrix. Let me fix you.
That's fine.
Oh, I meant to ask is how many creators are with Screenwave right now that you work with?
Somewhere between 900 and 1,000.
Holy cow!
Wow, that's a lot more than I was expecting.
And they're mostly gaming, but there's a lot of anime, music channels. We're also a music label technically, so we do all that stuff for Spotify, and the AVGN game is gonna have like vinyls printed and all that stuff. So that's a lot of stuff we do as well.
Yeah, it makes sense now why I never got an email back when I mailed Screenwave like half a year ago.
Oh no! Yeah, a lot of those get pinged out or whatever, but I'll let them know about CHRILLCAST now.
Yeah, let them know as in don't let them in.
Yeah, these guys, nope.
but I will say Screenwave's, I think, the last independently owned MCN, because a lot of them got bought out by like Disney and Warner, and they shot themselves in the foot, or were using it to get bought out and then sold again, or they had to flee the country. So I'm glad to be with one of the good guys still. But,
there you go.
You know.
Yeah, I have to say, anybody I've talked to says like Screenwave is the best of the MCN. So.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
They're the best of the worst, those guys.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said they're the best of the MCNs. That's what I said.
Perfect. Yeah.
I've never heard somebody say, wow, that Screenwave, and then just like kind of, you know, red in the face, walk out of the room. Never heard that, so.
That's good. A glowing recommendation.
Oh, Will, you're glitching into the Matrix.
I don't know what's going on.
We said the wrong things, and Justin's putting you in the Matrix now. All right. You got that next question, Will? No, you don't. No, you don't.
I don't. No.
He answered this question. You know, you answered a question that we didn't ask you yet. So that kind of messed us up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm going to ask you this question. Is there anything that we have missed that you would like to discuss, or do you have any questions for us?
Oh, I guess why Krill?
That's an easy question.
All the time.
That's an easy question to answer. So I'm Chris,
connoisseur.
and he's Will. So I took the first 3 letters of my name and the second 3 letters of his name, and we just smashed it together, and it sounds like the shrimp thing, the krill.
Right, because krills you do the K, so this is kind of like a chill krill.
Kind of, yeah. Most people pronounce it CHRILLCAST, which just drives me nuts. That's why we changed our Twitter bio.
Right, and then I see that there's like a plus sign in this purple.
That's an extra channel. Yeah, we have
it's a plus.
We have some bonus channels we created that we use from time to time, not very often. But when it doesn't fit like our normal, when it doesn't fit like the normal stuff we do, I throw it up over there instead. That way it doesn't like hurt our analytics on the main channel.
Right.
It's like we've had a few like pop-up things we did, and we did a Halo Master Chief Collection Nintendo Switch video where we like put it out on April Fools, and people were still fooled by it somehow. I don't understand how anybody can be fooled on April Fools when you release a video on April Fools.
I'll get like one video that gets me every year, and it's like, oh gosh, dang it, again.
I wonder how many views it's up to now. You got me curious. Halo MCC Switch. It's one of the top videos.
Oh, I see.
There it is.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so I got Reggie in the beginning, and then it goes to... you'll see in the middle what happens. Oh, only available at GameStop. Had a buddy that worked at GameStop, got mad at me about that one. So then it switches into you'll see what happens. You'll get it.
Oh, I like the Halo theme switch.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you'll see in just a second what I did with this. Ready? And bam.
Brought back the Rickroll.
I see.
And it's soulful. It's a slow, soulful. Yep. I don't let them die. I just
like, where did this one come from? This was such a frustrating trend to me because I would run into his videos all the freaking time. I'm really happy that it died.
I don't know. Maybe somebody should do history of the Rickroll. Maybe Internet Historian should do that.
Yeah, someone's must have done that already.
Probably. But let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I did take a clip from Mega 64 there.
Video. I don't know why you're showing this.
I don't know why either. That's fine. But yeah, this is what that channel is reserved for, is like this kind of content that does not fit the podcast at all. So yeah, I edit videos like maybe 5 times a year and put like weird stuff out like this.
That's good. It's always fun though.
Anyways, so we answered your question about the krill. Did you have any other questions?
I think the krill thing's the only thing that kind of got me there.
Fair enough. Cool. Do you have any other questions for him?
There's a third channel.
Yeah, Krill Clips. I haven't done much with it, but it exists, and we did have the video about. It's just like random clips from the podcast. Like,
yeah,
I caught Chris Reagan explaining where the name Tom Sweeney came from, so we put a video out for that. And like somebody said, there's no way the Avatar would get made in 2020, so I put the video on that 'cause it's clickbait. And then Hidden Xperia told me about how Dead Rising 4 is the worst game of all time. So another clickbait video, and I haven't done anything with it since. So I probably should get back on that at some point. But anyways, yeah. Anything else that? Well, do you have any more questions for Justin since we have him here and you're not in the Matrix yet?
Keep glitching out. No, I think you answered all of them.
Yeah, and that's all there is really to know about me, I guess.
No, we just were kind of a little time limited, but. We definitely have to have you on again when we can have like a full-blown podcast. You know, maybe we'll have you review James' early videos or something fun like that.
Yeah.
Before his production quality soared with Justin.
Yeah, how you would improve them, exactly.
Yeah. Tell about how the lighting was not very good or something. Anything?
Oh my god. Just critique everything.
It's like, James, you're doing it wrong. No. Hey, I did see you guys did a re-edit. What'd you guys do for the re-edit? Did you just take the original footage and...
Yeah, so the re-edit for episodes 18 and 19, which were mixed together for TMNT3, is it wasn't on YouTube on the second channel or the first channel because of the clips that were used. Like, I guess they got switched around who owns a lot of the Turtle stuff now, but like they blocked it back in the day or deleted it or claimed it into oblivion. So we decided just to, hey, let's just re-edit it, because my goal is to increase production on AVGN episodes, like get rid of a lot of stuff we're doing now and amp that up and have more fun with it, play a lot of the games we remember with James stuff, because James, you know, they're kind of running out of games to shit talk about, but we know a lot of them, so we're going to get them involved in a lot of those games from back in the day. But yeah, the situation with what the hell was I talking about?
The TMNT re-edit.
Yeah. The situation with that was we're like, hey, let's just put it out again, re-edit it. So we just Tony sat there and just added all new clips and HD footage and all that kind of stuff, and we just made sure it was like cleared before we put it out and everything. And yeah, so figured a good chance for people to see it again. And now the playlist on the main channel has every video from beginning to end, except for Atari porn games, which I still need to figure out. But that's gonna be a tough nut to crack.
Pun intended, I think.
Yeah. And we're still doing It's Bullshit Monthly. I wrote the stickers on Fruit one, and so you're excited about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is kind of scary because I put that out and one of the comments says, "That's my grocery store," and I'm like, "Oh no, that's my grocery store."
Yeah.
They're gonna find me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is funny when you see, like, because the YouTubers are just regular people, and then you see like stuff from your area. It's like, oh, this person lives by me. What the heck?
Yeah, and that's fun. Like I've met fans in real life, especially when we're doing rental reviews more and stuff like that, or even at conventions, and everyone's always really cool. But yeah,
cool. Well, yeah. So we've been doing this podcast for about 1.5 years now, and I've been trying to get people like you on. So it's great to finally meet you over Skype.
I'm sure this will be the perfect bait you need to bring in more Krills on the CHRILLCAST.
We had to get the hottest guy from Cinemassacre, obviously.
That is correct.
The only one that I've seen a jet ski and PC parts all at once. So
this is true.
Yeah. So as always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm Justin. I wish it would rhyme. Chris, Will, and Chills. It's Justin. Justin.
And we will see you
on the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.
And go subscribe to Justin's personal channel, so maybe he'll make some vlogs.
Yeah, just find me on Twitter. It's way easier.
Yeah, he's got that epic edited picture of him and a bunch of his buddies posing. That was pretty awesome. So go do it. Follow. Bye.